Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We have the other channel out in a different location, but I'm here with this one down by the river. This is part of the New River Gorge National River. This is the newest national park in the United States. This is the New River. It's one of the oldest rivers in the country. Very pretty location. Thought I'd come hang out down here today and see what's going on along the riverbank. One location here has fair signal, so if it goes in and out, then I'm sorry, but hopefully the signal looks okay. Picture looks okay on the signal we have. But liable to see bear, liable to see deer. Never know what you're going to see down here. I've already seen an otter or a beaver. I couldn't tell for sure which was out in the water earlier, swimming around. Very pretty location. That river is just gleam full of smallmouth bass. I mean, they're beautiful. I'm actually sitting here at a public boat launch. Nobody else around anywhere. It's wintertime. It's about 35 degrees here. So you never know what you're going to see. There's all kinds of deer in these woods. And this is the week that everybody gets to hunt those guys. So not that you'll see anybody hunting because this is a park, but you're liable to see deer. So enjoy the live stream. Where's everybody from? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We are on the New River. The newest national park in the country is called New River Gorge National Park, and we're down on that river. This is part of the park system right here. I decided to come up here today and spend a little time in the area. Um, Very pretty area. It's kind of cold today. It's about 35 degrees out, I guess. A little bit chilly. Well, we're going to run live for a while here. I may get up later on and walk around a little bit, but right now we're sitting down. But that's where we're at. We're on the New River. Hi, Akeem. Yes, it's a very pretty river. If you ever get a chance, parts of this river have a lot of whitewater. They do a lot of whitewater rafting on this river. If you ever get a chance, you should try this river out. There's all kinds of guides that'll take you down it. You can do it in kayaks, you can do it in your individual rafts or whatever, but they also have a bridge across this that's about, I think it's about 1,000 feet high. And one day a year in October, they shut this bridge down. It's a 4-lane highway, but they shut this bridge down and they allow people to walk out on it. And there's a man that has a trebuchet that's like they used them back 1,000 years ago to throw rocks at the castles or whatever. But instead of throwing rocks at the castle, this guy slings people off the bridge with parachutes. It's pretty wild. And they land in this river right here is where they land at. Very pretty place. But you got to check it out. Like I said, it's the newest national park in the country. You can look it up, check it out. The bridge that where they throw the people off, where they jump off, it's called Bridge Day. Look up Bridge Day on YouTube. There's all kinds of video. You can find video of them slinging people off with that trebuchet. I've been out when they done that, and the entire bridge shakes when that thing goes off. It is pretty wild. That's in October. That's already passed. But they have a year round. They have a walkway under the bridge that you can walk. You'd be about 1,000 feet above this right here, probably. And you have a harness. And they have a cable where you can hook on. You won't fall off, but you can walk all the way under the bridge. The bridge is about a mile long. Of course, you walk to one side. They have a car that brings you back, but it's a pretty wild place. If you like the outdoors, this park's where you want to go. I mean, you won't see grizzly bears like you do in Yellowstone or anything like that, but you'll see black bears, you'll see deer. There's a bobcat here. I saw either a beaver or an otter this morning when I pulled up here. Not sure which it was. It was out in the water. It was on his back. When it seen me, it kind of went under, but it was one of the two. It was about maybe 4 foot long, 3.5. It was very, very pretty sight this morning. But I've fished this river before, and all kinds of smallmouth, largemouth, a lot of catfish in this right here. If you like to fish, this is a nice river to do it in. This time of year, it's kind of cold. Like I said, it's about 35 this morning, and a little chilly. Got some breeze going on, some wind, but not too bad. If you like outside, you got to find this park and check it out. If you're on the East Coast, this is a very pretty place. Check it out. No need to drive out west to Yellowstone and all those places when you can come here to this one a lot closer if you're on the East Coast. And New York's not very far. I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 hours from here. It's not huge, not a massive amount of hours from here. And I grew up not too far from where this park is. I still like to come back here once in a while. Check it out. I was here a few days ago. I came up, done a little walk in the park, done a video. Couldn't do a live stream. There wasn't any signal up on the top of the mountain of this place. Pretty good signal down here. I'm not sure what the picture quality looks like, but the signal was pretty good. You get down in these mountains, a lot of times you don't have any signal, and if you don't have signal, obviously you don't do a live stream. So what I do, I just videotape the footage and post it later on. I have almost 2,000 videos that I've done from the woods the last year. And a lot of them are live streams, some of them are shorts, some of them are just regular videos. Some of them I talk, some of them I don't. Most people don't want to hear my old voice when I'm talking, so I just kind of don't say much. But I love the outdoors. And a few years back, I was back in the woods, and it was the middle of summertime. I was back in pretty good remote part of the woods, and I heard a noise. It sounded like a bear coming. There were some blackberry bushes. I thought it was a bear eating blackberries. I could hear it munching. I could hear it actually smacking its lips. So I kind of was behind a tree, so I kind of sat down by this little tree and waited for the bear to come down to where I was at. I wanted to see it. And it moved around for a bit. Never could see the bear, but I could see the blackberry vines, the blackberry bushes moving. And it came down closer and closer. Could see the bushes moving, but could never see the bear. And it came down there close to where I was at. Like I said, I could hear it eating and could hear the lips smacking, could hear it making all kinds of grunt noises or whatever. I'm sure it was a bear. Well, I didn't get my telephone out. Of course, that was a few years back. Telephones, they didn't have real good quality cameras then, and it wasn't like it is now. You know, first thing you see, you grab your camera out, your telephone out, and take a picture of it. Back then, it wasn't like that. And so anyway, I sat here for a while, listened to it eat, kept looking for it. Never could see the bear. Well, my telephone rang. I never took my eyes off the spot where I was looking for this bear. My telephone rang, and suddenly there was this huge brown creature. It was running away from me no sooner than the phone rang. I never seen the face. All I can tell you is it was bigger than I am. And I'm a pretty good sized old boy. And somewhere along the line, I don't think that it picked up a stick. Somewhere along the line, there was a tree knock. I assume that there were two, and one of them was warning the rest of them, probably more than two. But some of them were warning the rest of them by a tree knock. And, I never seen its face. All I can tell you was I'm 230 pounds, almost 5'10", and this thing was huge compared to me. And I may have, for 15, 20 seconds, I watched it run, and it was gone by then. It was running through blackberry bushes. I don't know if you guys know what a blackberry bush is or not, but, blackberry bushes have big thorns on them. You can't run through a blackberry bush. Here the blackberry bushes are huge. There could be acres of blackberry bushes, and you can't run through them. Those thorns will tear you all to pieces, but whatever this was running fast as it could run uphill through the blackberry bushes. And, it was pretty amazing to me. But since then, all I've wanted to do was see Bigfoot again. And like I said, I have almost 2,000 videos that I've put on YouTube. Basically, what I'm doing right now is sitting looking for Bigfoot. A lot of those videos are 8, 10 hours long, some of them 12 hours long. Just sit looking for Bigfoot, day in and day out. And I've seen some things. A lot of times you'll see it and it'll be way off. I guess they either smell you, see you, whatever, but they're way off. And you can see brown creatures moving through the woods if you look far enough away. That's one reason I chose here. It's probably a quarter of a mile across this river right here, and fairly thick after you get back away from the river a ways. I figure, it may not see me or hear me that far away. Maybe a good chance seeing it walk around today. But you see them, they're not close. Usually they're pretty far out. But that one I saw, it came down within probably 50 yards of me, 45, 40 maybe. It was it was pretty close, and it was. I never felt threatened. It never growled at me. It never, people talk about how scared they see when they see Bigfoot. I didn't feel any fear at all with him that day. It was just really amazing. But I honestly don't know how come I couldn't see him to begin with. I don't know if maybe the telephone scared him and he's like an octopus. He changed colors when it scared him and he turned the color I could see. Maybe he's a color I can't see. There could be one standing right in front of the camera now if it's a color you can't see, you know? And I honestly don't know, but that's what I saw, and that's the truth. I'm not lying about it. I'm telling you the truth, what I saw. He appeared just like magic almost, and I didn't blink. I never moved my eyes off the spot. Never moved a muscle. Never moved my hand towards the telephone. Anything. When it rang, he was there, and then he was gone. That quick, maybe 15 seconds. A pretty wild encounter. And I've talked to several people over the years, and what happens with people? A lot more people see Bigfoot than what tell you. What happens, even on here, and I get a lot of people that tell me that I'm stupid because I'm wasting my time looking at Bigfoot and how boring this video is and all this. Well, there's a reason I do this on YouTube. The reason I do this on YouTube is as soon as I say this word, this picture you see, it goes straight to YouTube and it goes onto their server. There's no way I can change this picture. So if Bigfoot shows up, I have 100% confidence that proof is there, Nobody can alter that proof. And that's why I do this. And I can do this in private. I can set all this to private where you can't get to see it. But what's the fun in that? I want to share what I see every day. This is what I see every day. And I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate y'all taking time on your Thanksgiving day to hang out with me here and do this. But, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people see Bigfoot and don't tell because of the stigmatism that people give you. If you say, I saw Bigfoot, everybody thinks you're crazy then. Well, I'm not crazy. I lead a normal life. I have a girlfriend. I have a home. I work and I leave it. I'm not crazy. I saw something. I've seen, like I said before, I've seen things not as up close as that is, but I've seen things moving through the woods. Here about a month ago, I saw something. It looked to me like I couldn't tell for sure. I was looking through some binoculars, but I couldn't tell for sure. But it looked to me like it was on two legs, walking around the base of a tree looking up. And it went around about 3 times. Whatever this was big, and it went around this tree 3 times. Then it just disappeared. Didn't see it anymore, didn't see it leave, nothing. Didn't see it go up the tree, nothing. So what I done is I walked, it was probably from here to the other side of the river, a little bit farther away. I walked down to the tree where it was at, and the tree was an old hickory tree. And this time of year, the hickory trees produce a nut. And the squirrels love the nut. Obviously the deer can't eat them because they're hard, but a squirrel loves them. They can chew through the hard shell. So I don't know if this Bigfoot was gathering the nuts up and had a way to crack them himself, or if he was looking up the tree trying to see a squirrel. I don't have a clue, but something. I'll say Bigfoot. I can't say for sure. I didn't walk up and shake his hand, but I'll say Bigfoot was at the base of that tree walking around. Yesterday I was out walking around in some woods doing a live stream, and that's like Anthony to Jesus there. He thinks he's smart by leaving that comment. Well, people like you is why nobody tells you they see a Bigfoot. If you don't like my video, you don't like my live stream, you don't have to watch it. No problem. We can fix it right up for you. But that's why nobody says anything right there, because smart people like that right there got something smart to say. My guess is he hasn't been out of the house in a month. He's not like I am. He don't get out in the woods and look to prove that I'm wrong. I'm trying to prove I'm right. And he watches TV or whatever and sees something on TV, these yahoos walking around screaming at the woods or whatever. That's all fake. Even if you could scream and yell and holler like Bigfoot, what are you saying to Bigfoot? If you don't speak Bigfoot language, what are you saying to this creature? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. If you could say a few words in Japanese, but you don't know what you're saying, would you talk to some Japanese person and say, "Hey, this is what I'm saying"? You don't know what you're saying to them. You could say, "Come, come settle me" or whatever. You never know what you're saying to something if you don't know the language. I don't know the language, so I'm not going to go out in the woods and scream for Bigfoot. Not going to happen. I'm a passive Bigfoot hunter. This is what I do. Most days I don't talk. Most days I just sit here and listen. Today I'm behind the camera talking, so, but, you know, like I said, a lot of people don't tell you they've seen Bigfoot. I'm sure there's people that see him all the time and just don't say anything about it. I've talked to people that have seen things in the woods they can't explain. And they won't say it was Bigfoot, but they can't explain what it was. Bigfoot might be an alien. Bigfoot might be, on this earth to watch over to see what you do. He might be your guardian angel. I don't know. But for lack of a better term, I seen Bigfoot. And I'd like to see him again. So pretty much every day, pretty much all day, I have a camera out watching for Bigfoot. You know? I haven't seen anything yet today for sure. There goes a bunch of deer down through yonder. Just seen two or three of them. Just passed right in front of the camera. And they were running pretty hard, so it could be maybe somebody chasing them, but you're not allowed to hunt back down in here, I don't think. Could be somebody chasing them, but more than likely, some other wild animal chasing them. They were running full force. They were running hard as they could run. Couldn't tell if it was two or three. I think at least two, possibly three. But there's like a little path over there on that side. Looked like they were running down that path. So maybe it was Bigfoot chasing them. Who knows? Something sure had him scared. If it's a hunter, we'll see him because by law he has to wear orange. So I can see that entire mountain, and I can't see any orange on it anywhere. And the deer were running towards me, so they didn't see me. That wasn't what scared them. But that trail runs right in behind the trees with the white limbs on them over there, the birch or whatever they are. And right down through there, there's a trail kind of runs, has a little bit of a slope to it, so it's not a railroad grade. Probably no logging road of some type. That runs right through there, so keep an eye out for any movement over that way, guys. Today might be our day. Hi, Booger Boy. Thank you for the thumbs up, buddy. The wind's picking up some. By the way, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I just had my Thanksgiving breakfast or lunch or whatever you want to call it. I guess you call it a brunch. It's kind of early yet. I had a can of Vienna sausage and a package of crackers a minute ago. That's probably what I'm going to have today. I may have something a little later on. I have Vienna sausage every day. That's usually my breakfast or my lunch. I have a can every day. Have for years. Not sure it's real healthy, but it's better than starving. Gator, how you doing? Different live stream. We're down the river with this one right here. I decided I'm going to leave the other one up today and come and do this one. So I drove up here. How's Mama doing, Gator? Yes, very pretty down here. This is part of the newest national park in the United States. This is the New River Gorge National River. Very beautiful. That river's got a lot of smallmouth bass, got a lot of largemouth, catfish. Really remote area. I'm lucky that I found a little bit of signal right here where I can do a live stream, but it's very pretty down here. You got to come check it out. They do a lot of whitewater rafting on this river, not through this area right here, but to the right of ways. There's companies that'll take you whitewater rafting. Probably 20 miles from here, there's a big bridge they shut down. It's a 4-lane bridge. They shut it down one day a year. And people bungee jump off this bridge. They jump off with parachutes. It's called Bridge Day. It's shut down the entire day to traffic. They route the traffic around other ways. You got to check it out. Very pretty area. If they land in this river right here, when they jump off of that bridge, they land in this water right here where they land at. Very pretty place. I hear a train coming. There's a set of train tracks along this and an old road that comes down here, and that's about it. There's no houses. You know, the park bought up all that years ago. All the houses are gone down through here. Not that there was a lot to begin with, but some. If you listen, you can hear a train rumbling along. I'll even hear a whistle here in a bit. They pull a lot of coal out of these old mountains down here. I can't see the train from where I'm at, but more than likely that's a coal train. They have an Amtrak that runs through, and it could be Amtrak, but it sounds like it's longer than Amtrak. So, yep, there's the whistle. I'm glad you've been here, Gator. It's very pretty, isn't it? I grew up not far from here, and I come back here as much as I possibly can. You know, it's a fair drive for us when we leave to come here, but, you know, I put my other camera out this morning and drove up here. Mama's ready to go eat, huh? Well, take her and go eat. You know, I thought you guys had plans for the day, but I guess not. This is my Thanksgiving. I had my Vienna sausage a minute ago, my crackers. So I just hang out here today. It's okay. Tammy's family was coming over today, and I didn't really want to be there for that. So, and Tammy not doing so great at this point in time. Just didn't need the hurt seeing the family around. I really don't have much in the way of family, and I've kind of adopted hers over the years. And I know what's coming. I know I'm not going to be able to see her family, so might as well just go on ahead and stay away today. Make it a little easier. But everybody's got to be happy. If I don't make her happy, maybe the next person that comes along can. So, can somebody tell me how my picture looks from here? I can't tell on my end over here. It looks great from here, but I can't tell what it's looking like coming through the live stream. Does the picture look okay? Yeah, it's gonna be cold here tonight too. Well, not here. I'm not sure about here, but at home it's gonna be cold too. I think it's down around 25 tonight. It's about 35 here. Last I looked. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but it's cold. Too cold to be outside, that's for sure. He's got plenty of fur. He won't freeze. Can always put him a light bulb in his dog house, or bring him in the house and sleep with him. Let him sleep beside your bed, whatever. I don't have my dog with me today. Kind of miss the little feller. Well, he ain't little, but I kind of miss him. I spend more time with my dog than I do people. I work overnights, and I don't see many people while I'm at work. Don't see anybody when I come home because I'm down in the woods. And when Tammy comes home, we don't really conversate much. Most of the time, we're just kind of there. She's in her part of the house, I'm in mine. So, we don't have a relationship much anymore, I guess. Definitely a beautiful day out. This is the New River Gorge National Park, is what this is. The newest national park in the United States. That's the new river that you're looking at right there. All kinds of bass, all kinds of catfish. All right, goodbye. I'm going to put up with naysayers. You prove he's not real, then come tell me about it. I'm proving he is. I hate that when people get on there and tell me that I'm stupid or whatever because I believe in Bigfoot. I seen something. I ain't stupid. I seen it. I got no reason to lie about it. I'm telling you the truth. I seen something. I haven't seen it for a while. It's been several weeks since I've seen something in the woods, but I see things. And I'm here trying to prove what I see. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. If I don't like you not what you're saying, then I'll just ban you on my channel. Ain't no problem. That's why there's people in the world don't tell you about Bigfoot. There's lots of sightings that nobody tells you about because of that right there. Because people think you're crazy. You prove I'm crazy. You prove there's no Bigfoot. You're not trying to prove there's no Bigfoot. You're sitting at home in your house telling me I'm stupid because I'm trying to prove there is a Bigfoot. So you just enjoy your time without looking for Bigfoot. Because either way, even if there's not a Bigfoot, I'm out in the nice fresh air. It might be cold, but it's fresh air. And I'm enjoying my time here talking to you folks. I'm enjoying my time here in the woods. And, I'm enjoying this. Yeah, I've been to the Red River Gorge once, Gator. That was before I had my sighting, so I wasn't really looking for anything much down there, but I may go back and check that area out. I may check it out. I'll let you know so you can go check it out with me. How's that? The one thing is for sure, there might not be a Bigfoot. I may be hallucinating when I see things. I don't know. But one thing that's for sure, you're sitting at home watching this, and he's not going to come knock on your door and say, "Hi, I'm Bigfoot." That's not going to happen. If you want to see Bigfoot, you got to do like I'm doing. Get out in the wild, look for Bigfoot. Yeah, I'm making a lot of noise, but that's a quarter of a mile across that river. I doubt he hears anything I'm saying over here. So if he's out today, something made those deer run a minute ago. Wasn't me. They ran towards me. And Something's over there. I've not seen any orange vests. It's hunting season here. If anybody is in the woods, they are required by law to have an orange vest on. Maybe they don't have one on, but I've not seen any movement over there that makes me believe there's a human over there. There's really no way to get over to that side of the river from here. That's pretty remote over there. That'd be a long walk, is what that'd be. I'm thinking something scared the deer. It could have been a bobcat. Could have been a coyote. Something made them run. They don't just run through the woods for no reason. They don't waste that energy. They were running full force. Had their tails up in the air, flagging, warning the other deer around that something was out there. So, like I said, they ran towards me. I didn't scare them. I've not heard any coyotes since I've been here. Usually they'll yip a little bit here and yonder if they're on separated from one another in the woods, but I've not heard anything. Could have been a bobcat, I guess. My guess is it was either a human or a Bigfoot. I have not seen sign of either one yet. Hi, Mike. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. You doing okay? You missed all the excitement, Mike. There was some deer on the other side of this river. It's about a quarter mile across that river from where I'm sitting here. And there's a trail right in behind those trees with the white limbs on them. And those deer came running down through there. And this is really remote where I'm at. There's no way, I don't think there's any way it can be a hunter over there. For one thing, don't see any flame orange. There's no leaves. You can see the ground, that entire mountain. There's no orange anywhere over there. You're required by law to wear orange. And something scared those deer. You missed it, Mike. You missed it, buddy. Could have been a coyote. Not seen or heard any one of those. But something sure scared them. And they were running towards me, so it wasn't me that scared them. Hi, Denise. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, something was after those deer. I'm hoping to see what it was, but who knows? You know how it is. You sit and watch all day, you don't see much sometimes. Sometimes you do. But I decided to drive up here this morning. I set my other camera out, left it, and drove up here to this. Yep. Like I told Mike, Denise, I seen some deer a few minutes ago, about a half hour ago, ran on the other side. They were running full force, tails in the air. Something scared those deer. And I've not seen any hunters anywhere. Like I said, they have to have flame orange on this time of year. Not seeing any orange over there. You can see orange from miles away. So I'm sure there's no orange over there. There's no hunters. Could have been coyotes, but I haven't heard any coyotes yip this morning. My guess is it was Bigfoot. My guess is he's over in that thicket over there somewhere stomping around a minute ago. I'm hoping he shows himself. I'm not looking exactly where the camera is myself because there's all kinds of other woods besides that I stare at. But, can't really move the camera around much. Does the picture quality look okay, Mike? Yeah, it's not bad down here. We got pretty good signal this one area right here. There went a squirrel right by the camera. Man, he wasn't 3 feet away. Big old fox squirrel. Went right by me. But Yeah, it's a little bit, the signal's a little bit not great down here. It's not bad, but you move very far either way, you don't have much signal. I just happen to find one spot. But okay, Denise, bring me over a plate if you would. All I had so far is a can of Vienna sausage. That's my Thanksgiving dinner, I guess. Yeah, where I was at yesterday, like I said, anytime you're around those rocks, if you'll notice, if you go back and watch that video, when I passed by the caves, as soon as I rounded that corner, that video went crazy. As soon as it started showing the haunted rocks. Don't know why that area will not let you videotape, will not let you live stream for some reason. I don't know, man. It's weird. I've tried and tried and tried and tried. But from this end, I can't see, what it looks like. It all looks good from here. A lot of times I'll go down there and take videotape and come back and it ain't no good. I have to go back and do it again. Finally, you just give up. But for some reason, you move out of that area a little ways farther and you got a pretty good signal, but down there you don't have. Yeah, those rocks, I don't know if they have some kind of iron around them. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know, but for some reason you cannot get any kind of footage around those rocks. Thank you, Melanie. You're awesome. Oh, Denise, I was just picking at you. You ain't got to bring me nothing to eat. I'll find dinner somewhere later on. Me and Tammy kind of not getting along too good at this point in time, so her family was coming over to our house today. I just left, so I don't have to answer a bunch of questions. So, yeah, a lot of houses are that way. I guess it may be the copper wire. I don't know, but if it's got any kind of metal on the outside of a house or a building, you can't do very good with it. But that's out in the middle of nowhere. It maybe iron in the rocks. I don't know. But it's a pretty area down there. I wish it would work. I would sit up right in the middle of those rocks and hide. What I would do, and I've done that. You just can't get nothing. So that was a house at one point down there. It's a very pretty old place. I don't know. I would like to have seen that 100 years ago. Is what I'd like to have seen. I thought about rebuilding it and putting the roof on it back like maybe it was originally. I need to go talk to the old guy up the road and see if it had a floor or had a roof or whatever. But I know, Denise. I'm just picking at you. You ain't gotta worry about that. Just picking at you. I pick a lot. I like buying the sausages anyway. You know, it's what I have every day. That and a package of crackers every day. All right, Denise. Enjoy your day. Yeah, it's beautiful down here, Mike. You should come down to this national park. You're not far from it. You're maybe 3 hours, 4 hours from it. Got to come down. Um, there's a little bit right to the right of this picture right here, probably 20 miles. There's a bridge, a 4-lane highway that crosses this. And this bridge, one day a week, or one day in October, I think it's the third week in October, they shut that entire 4-lane bridge down. They opened it up to the public and they had this big party out on the bridge. And these guys bungee jump, they parasail, everything you can imagine off of this bridge. They have one guy has a trebuchet, and basically it slings them off the bridge. And I've been out there when that thing goes off, the whole bridge shakes. But you got to come to that, Mike. That's pretty wild. Pork roast and veggies. Turn it into barbecue tomorrow and live off of Vienna and crackers, ring of noodles. Yep. Ain't nothing wrong with Vienna sausages. I always heard they're going to kill me, but I've been doing it for 62 years. It ain't killed me yet. That's my every day I have at least one can of Vienna sausages. Yeah, you got to come to that bridge, Mike. That's pretty wild. But this entire park is beautiful. I was in this park a few days ago trying to videotape, trying to live stream it. There's just not enough signal on top. Luckily, I found a little place right here. But if you remember a video back a month or so ago, I took from the top of that thing, and you could see the water and everything. This is the water you see when on that videotape. That's where I'm at now, down the bottom where the water's at. Hi, Caroline. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, there's not much down here except one little road, and it's a dirt road, and there's a train track. I heard a train go by a minute ago, but I've not seen a soul since I've been here. I've been here all morning. Yeah, check it out, Mike. It's called Bridge Day. They got all kinds of videos. You got to walk a little ways to get to it. They got shuttle buses that bring you pretty close to it, but you got to walk a little ways to get to it on Bridge Day. You can drive across it any other day of the year except for that one. And they have a catwalk underneath that you can walk on too. They put a harness on you, and you have a cable there you hook up to. Walk across this catwalk. It's safe, but there's cars above your head going while you walk across the catwalk. It's kind of shaky then, but that bridge is about a mile long. You walk across the other side, they ride you back to your car, obviously, but it's pretty wild. But every year or two, somebody that jumps off that bridge, their parachute don't open and they land in that water right there. A lot of them don't survive it, but leave it to a bunch of hillbillies to have a party on a bridge 1,000 feet above the water and jump, right? Yeah, the white ones are, I'm not sure what kind of trees those are. There's one here beside of me. I'm not sure what they are. I know that they have these little nuts on them. They call them buckeyes. I'm not sure what kind of tree has the buckeye on them. But I always heard half the buckeye was poison, the other half wasn't. That's what I always heard. I never tried to eat one to find out if I was eating the right half or not. Yeah, I'm not sure what they are, but they're pretty little trees though. Beautiful. They're all along the water. Once you get back away from the water, you don't see many of them back up in there. Once in a while, you'll see one, but most of them are along the water. You tear into that turkey breast yet, Mike? Not yet? Well, but it's smelling good right about now, ain't it? I know Tammy and Jenny cooked last night. It smelled pretty good last night. They'd done some pies and stuff. I got up this morning and left. I imagine it smells pretty good at home right about now, too. I don't even know what time it even is. You kids coming over today, Mike? Yeah, we're a bit farther south than you are, so I don't think we're going to get any snow out of this last little storm coming through. Next little storm coming through. Maybe. Hopefully we don't get any of it. All alone. Well, that's nothing wrong with that, buddy. Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't have any natural kids. I raised some kids. I don't have any of mine. Me and Tammy don't have any. She don't have any. And I don't have any. And The one little boy that I raised had a heart attack 2 years ago. He didn't survive. And right before Thanksgiving, it's kind of tough on me. I went to his grave a couple of days ago. Yeah. I don't have much in the way of family. I kind of adopted Tammy's. I got a couple of brothers and sisters, but they don't have a lot to do with me, so they call me, they usually want something. I got one sister, not so much, but the rest of them just, they want something when they call you. They want to borrow money or you work on their car or something for them, so I don't go around my family any. I kind of adopted Tammy's family, but the way things are at home right now, I don't guess I got much in the way of family there either. So, I'll tell you what, guys, next year we'll just all gang up and have a big old party looking for Bigfoot on Thanksgiving. How about that? Wear your warm clothes because it's cold up in the mountains. We'll do that next year. We'll have a Thanksgiving Day Bigfoot hunt. Like I said, I don't have much in the way of family. My mom died when I was a kid. My dad died about, I guess, 26 years ago, 28 years ago. 26 years ago, I guess, he died. And I got a couple brothers and sisters, but they don't, they're half brothers and sisters. They don't have a lot to do with me. So, been alone most of my life. Don't mind it too much. I work overnights, and this is what I do in the daytime. I come in and do this till dark, and I sleep a few hours and go to work day after day. All right, Mike, enjoy your day, buddy. All my mama's brothers and sisters are gone, and all my dad's brothers and sisters are gone. In my generation, of course, a lot of us are gone too, but I got some nieces and nephews and a few things like that, but they're about like the rest of them. They don't have much to do with me. A lot of them don't live close. One of them does work with me. One of my nieces does work at the same place I work. I do get to see her. She's fairly close, but you know, not like close family, not somebody to go have Thanksgiving dinner with. Well, I'm not seeing much anything today, guys. Just those two deers on. Hi, Sam. This is the New River Gorge National Park is where this is at, Sam. That's the New River down there you're looking at. Hi, Stephen. How are you? Yeah, this is the newest national park in the country right here. Is what this is. Very remote area. Yeah. I guess it's a good thing I didn't have kids, but like I said, I raised a few, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just a grouchy old man. I don't know. Most people don't like me very much. The kids I raised don't come around me very little. I got one girl I raised I ain't seen in 25 years. She got married a couple miles up the road from where I live at. Never came to see me, never invited me to her wedding, nothing. Got a kid probably 12, 14 years old now. I've never seen the kid. Never seen the kid. Yeah, we're all lucky. We got a lot better than most people have at Gator. You know, at least you got a roof over your head. You didn't wake up under a bridge someplace. You know, there's a lot of people that don't have it as nice as we have it. And some of them bring it on themselves. A lot of them are into drugs or whatever, and that's the lifestyle they choose. But there's a lot of people in this world that are homeless that didn't choose that. You know, so you got a made. You got a roof over your head. Yeah, like I've told you before, you know, me and Tammy are not getting along very good at this point. And I bought this new cabin about 3 years ago. And me and Tammy have been together for 20 years, and I thought we were very tight. Thought we were going to make it forever. So I put this cabin in Tammy's name. So I guess I get to be the one that leaves. And I have another little house that's not very big, but it's not really in great shape, not really livable. And I don't really want to go back to that place. It's not too far from the cabin. You know, if I'll see Tammy around here, you know, there'll be a lot of heartbreak if I stay in that area. If I don't stay in that area, I lose everything. I lose all my tools, everything. I got no place to take them to, no way to get them there. You know, I've got more than a truckload. And, you know, I hate to lose everything, but it looks like I'm going to. Not really bankruptcy. I always said I wasn't going to get married to Tammy. I was just going to find a woman I hated and buy her a house. I don't hate her, but I bought her a house. Same thing as getting a divorce and losing it, I guess. But she's not happy. I sound like a plan to me, Gator. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to be after all this, but I may take my camera on the road, travel some different parts of the country. There's been sightings of Bigfoot all over. We'll just find some places where Bigfoot's been spotted, and we'll go set up a live stream there for a week or two and move on. I got a camper. I got a little teardrop camper. I'm sure you've seen it in some of my videos. I have a little teardrop. It ain't very big, but it's big enough for one person. And, you know, you don't want to take a lot of stuff with you like that anyway, because somebody's just going to steal it if you take anything with you. So I'm going to basically take my clothes and my way to cook, and that's going to be about it. My camera. I can't afford to drive a school bus. Those things are expensive to run. You know, they maybe 4 or 5 miles to the gallon of fuel, and tires are $5,000 worth of tires on them that wear out. You know, and the thing about big equipment like that is even if they have good tread on them, if the tires are, if they're very old, they have a date code on them. If they're very old, the DOT pulls you over and they won't let you move to get changing tires out. I don't have $4 or $5,000 to change tires out on one, so I'll just drive my little camper around. Don't take much to pull it. I pull it with a little Ford Bronco. Yeah, well, you can't take a lot of books. I got a lot of a lot of cast iron skillets. I'm gonna hopefully put those on the front. It won't be too much weight. Of course, I put a few tools in the back I got left, but I sold a bunch of my tools not long ago just to get rid of them so they didn't get left for the next fellow that comes along. I can't read very well, so I don't have many books. Thank you for the turkey, JC. Yeah, I'm a little teardrop. It don't weigh but about 1,000 pounds. You can pull it with about anything. As long as you don't load it down with a bunch of stuff, it shouldn't be any problem to pull. I've had it all over. Does really good. Just not a lot of room. And it has an air conditioner, and it has a little galley in the back so you can prepare your meals or whatever. As long as it ain't pouring the rain, the galley's on the outside, but as long as it's not pouring the rain, you can still prepare some food. But I guess the trick is to travel with the weather. You move up north in the summertime and down south in the winter. That way you can stay in there and not have to worry about paying a big heat bill. All right, Gator, you be good. See you later.